AITA for asking my SIL to pay me for the cost of hair and skin oils she threw out. I, 32F, and my husband Alex, 34 meters, have allowed my SIL Julie, 34F, to stay in our house due to her STBX kicking her out after filing for divorce. Julie still has her job, but doesn't want to go through the ordeal of getting a new apartment while dealing with her STBX. And we didn't want her to have to stay in the hotel during that. I'm Indian, and Alex and the rest of his family are white. I feel like that may be relevant to what happened here. I use oils for most of my hair and skincare. I also use chemically manufactured products. But I found that it's better for my hair and skin. That's also how my mother cared for me when I was younger. Julie disapproves of this and thinks that I'm just going around town an oily and greasy mess. Despite me repeatedly explaining why I do this to her, she's tried to convince me to switch to all chemical products she uses. But I politely decline each time. When I woke up today after sleeping in with Alex, I walked into our shared bathroom and saw the case of my oils was not there. I looked further around the bathroom to see where it could be and asked my husband if he had moved it. Alex said no. And that's when I went into the living room and asked Julie about the case. Julie gave me a smirk and told me that she had woken up early this morning and took my case out of the bathroom to drive to the other side of the community we live in and dump it into the garbage bin there. I was tired and thought she was joking until Julie bragged about it, saying that she did me a favor and that I wouldn't have to use such uncivilized ways of taking care of myself. Once her words sunk in, I was pissed and called Alex into the room to explain to him what she did. Alex seemed disappointed, but not surprised about what Julie did and told her what she did was disrespectful. Julie tried to defend herself, saying that she only did what she thought was best, and it shouldn't be such a big deal. I cut her off, saying that I wanted her to give me $76, which was the cost of the oils, so I could replace them. Julie got nervous and said she was in a tight spot financially, so she couldn't pay me back right away. I said that was fine, but I expected her to pay me at some point. After a small back and forth, Julie eventually packed a bag and said she'd be staying in a hotel to give me time to cool down and realize how irrational I was being. A few hours later, my Mill and Phil scolded me for making Julie uncomfortable in my home and that I shouldn't force her to pay for something so small. My husband asked his mom how she'd feel if Julie tossed out the hundreds of dollars of skincare she owned because Julie thought it wasn't good for her. My Mill just replied with, "That's different," before telling us that I should apologize and then hanging up. Edit. My Mill and Phil are paying for Julie's hotel and apparently are going to do so until she comes back to our house. NTA. Sue. So NTA. Julie disapproves of this and thinks that I'm just going around town an oily and greasy mess. Despite me repeatedly explaining why I do this to her, she's tried to convince me to switch to all chemical products she uses. But I politely decline each time. Just to be clear, extra A points to Julie for this. While you smell like oil, she reeks of unresolved racial bias. Julie gave me a smirk and told me that she had woken up early this morning and took my case out of the bathroom to drive to the other side of the community we live in and dump it into the garbage bin there. And one more here. I can only guess why her STBX threw her out. It's 2023. Jules. Everyone uses oils. Get with the program. NTA full score %. But your husband's family certainly is. Not just Oz, but racist Oz, which makes it so much worse. Use such uncivilized ways of taking care of myself. That's racist AF. Seriously. You should be furious and absolutely not let her back in your home until she profusely apologizes. and starts paying you back. Your husband needs to explain to Julie that she is racist and such disrespect won't be tolerated in your household. If not blatantly racist, then horribly ignorant of other cultures' customs. To give me up time to cool down and realize how irrational I was being. Oh dear God. Julie has that completely backwards. Please don't let Julie back in your house until she comes to her senses and realizes how racist and close-minded her words and actions were. My Mill replied with, "That's different. Ask her explain how that's any different. It's horrifically disrespectful of your culture and customs. She needs to both explain herself and apologize. I'm sorry you married into such a close-minded, racist family with no respect for other cultures. Your husband needs to make this right by getting them to understand just how awful their words and actions are." NTA. She stole from you. She stole from you. When confronted with that fact, she decided she would rather pay roughly the equivalent of what she stole from you to a hotel for a room to stay in so that she could wait out your anger. She's so ridiculously in the wrong here, but yet also so fabulously stubborn that she sounds like she's willing to die on this hill. Let her. NTA. And Julie is an ungrateful brat. She has money to stay at a hotel but not pay you back for things she stole from you? Even white people use oils to care for their skin and hair. So that's no excuse, and her saying that you're uncivilized is just racist. Don't let her back in. She can fend for herself. NTA. Don't apologize. Don't ever let SIL back into your home. And don't let go of the money she owes you for your cosmetics. SIL is snotty and self-righteous. And if you let this slide this time, it will only get worse from here. Same for your Mill. If it is so small, then she should have no problems to pay for the damages herself. She is toxic AF. Your husband is standing behind you. That's a great relief. Maybe go NC with SIL and at least LC with Mill. You haven't done anything wrong. So toss out all of SIL's chemical-laden products and tell her to stay at the Dawn Hotel. She was a guest in your home and abused your hospitality. She stole those products from you. And you have no reason to trust her on your home. Not to mental the "my way is better" racist superiority it reeks of. NTA. And none of them should be allowing in your home until they understand how awful her behalf was and make amends. NTA. Rephrase it to your husband and his family that Julie's actions are coming across as racist. Since this is your cultural way of managing your hygiene, and it'd be no different than throwing out a black woman's silk bonnet or complaining about coconut oil. Different hair, skin needs different products. And as you're Indian and they are not, they have zero idea how to manage non-white skin. So take the kid gloves off and call it what it is. Racism. Point that out every time. I'm just trying to help you. Well, when I want help from a racist, I'm sure I can drive down to Walmart and find a KKK member to kick me when I'm done. I don't expect it from my family. NTA. 2 points. How can Julie afford a hotel but not the $76 replacement cost? It's different because it's MIL's, not yours. Face with rolling eyes. NTA. And let her remain in the hotel. She doesn't get to come back to your home until she repays you. She clearly has money if she's staying in a hotel. NTA. Sounds like Julie's parents are getting a new roommate. Definitely NTA. Since she came into your home and decided to steal and discard your property, you and your husband should ban her from coming back till she gives you the $76. As for the parents-in-law, you might want to do the same with them since they want to side with your SIL. NTA. And anytime somebody says just let it go, it's so small the response is easy. I agree. It's so small. Just pay what you owe. Or agree that if it's so much you can't pay it, well, then it's not really all that small. So pay what you owe. This is called play stupid games. Win stupid prizes. My Mill and Phil are paying for Julie's hotel and apparently are going to do so until she comes back to our house. Well, they better be prepared with a bankroll because that should never happen. There is no reason that Julie should ever be permitted back in your home. It's your home and she's made you uncomfortable with her unacceptable boundary stomping. This is not a trivial issue. The money is a side issue. The fact that your white in-laws all think that disrespecting you is different should be a warning to you and to your husband. NTA. NTA. This reeks of racist BS. Both from your SIL and Mill. You need to draw a hard and firm boundary and get your husband on board. SIL doesn't get to come back until she has apologized and paid the money back in full. She needs to understand that her actions are unacceptable. And so do your in-laws. I say this because what happens if you and your husband want to have children? Will they disapprove and undermine your cultural traditions with your child? How will they treat your family when they come to stay? Will you be made to feel less than every time you express your culture and identity? You need to make it clear that racist, intolerant behavior will not be tolerated in your house. NTA. Wow. How long has your SIL been related to a person of color that she figures should follow the same beauty regimen as she? It is not her place to approve or disapprove. It's her reality to get a danged grip. Since she likely isn't going to be immediately converted to respecting your differences, let alone celebrating them. She needs to cough up some money. Now. She would be unhoused if she did not pay me back immediately and then get a life that does not involve messing with my stuff or denigrating my ethnicity. Apologize? Julie should go live with them. Do not let Julie back into your house. I repeat, do not let Julie back into your house. She is untrustworthy. She disrespects you. She smirks and is proud of herself when she does mean things to you behind your back. If this is the way she treated her ex, no wonder he kicked her out. You were being rational. She was behaving atrociously. Let your in-laws host Julie in their house or keep paying for her hotel. But allowing someone who treats you this way to live in your home is a terrible mistake. Respect yourself. Kick her to the curb. Talk with your husband and do not allow her back through your door. And demand that she reimburse you every single penny. NTA. NTA. She threw away something of yours. And she needs to pay for the product she wasted. Be glad she left. You don't need that kind of trouble in your home. Edit. I originally stated that Op being Indian and Julie being white had nothing to do with it. You, pro-life zombabe, corrected me. And I have edited this comment to reflect my error. NTA. She stole from you. Ban her from your house. A guest in your home stole your belongings, threw them away, gaslighted you, and then drummed up support from your in-laws. NTA. Don't apologize. So, she is in a tight spot financially, but she can afford a hotel room? If she is uncomfortable in your home, I'm sure your in-laws will welcome her in theirs. Throwing away anyone's personal property is bad enough, especially when you're a guest in their home. But throwing out the hair products of a WOC? That's just heinous. Tell your in-laws that you don't apologize to racists, which includes them along with Julie. NTA.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic AITA is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.